caregivers. So as you can see, there's a significant atrophy or shrinking of the actual brain tissue. So dementia affects memory loss is one of the things. So that's the most common, is forgetfulness, especially of recent events or conversations. This can get a bit overwhelming, especially when your loved one keeps asking you the same question over and over. And sometimes that's actually the first sign that something's going on. Also, the cognitive difficulties. So this can include struggles with problem solving, planning, organizing, and just logical thinking. So mom or dad may have always been able to, manage their schedule, manage their checkbook, and now you're noticing that things are just unorganized, they're missing payments of bills, and just, noticing that something's up. The other thing is communication issues. People with dementia often have trouble finding the right words, following conversations, or understanding language. Disorientation. They may be confused about the time of day, the place they're at, and these are places that they frequently have gone to, or they're getting lost in familiar settings. Another one is mood changes. Depression, anxiety, mood swings can be prevalent, along with changes in personality. Another big thing we see is poor judgment. So decision-making, daily functions may be compromised. So again, they're just not making good decisions for themselves. And how dementia affects the brain. It affects it in various ways, leading to decline in cognitive and physical abilities. Here I wanted to show you some different areas of the brain and what role these areas of the brain take. So here we have the frontal lobe and the prefrontal lobe. And the prefrontal lobe is where our logic and reason comes in. So this is where there's that judgment and, they're not making good decisions. They're not able to keep organized. Also impulse control. So if you're noticing some of the mood swings, they're getting upset very easily, or, crying hysterically over things that it just doesn't make sense. That's not what they've normally done. Making choices. This comes from your prefrontal lobe. So again, if they're making poor choices, self-awareness, awareness of others. So the ability to see things from somebody else's perspective, they lose that. Initiating, sequencing, and finishing. So this is often when showering even becomes a problem, because there are many steps to taking a shower. So them remembering to do things and all of the steps that it takes, the sequencing can become quite difficult. Here we've got deeper into the frontal lobe. And this is where, again, we have that higher functioning that they start to lose. The frontal lobe is also the last part of the brain to develop. That's why insurance companies hike up your rates until you're 25 years old, because your frontal lobe is not fully developed until you're 25 years old. So, we say that a 20-year-old is just a 2-year-old adult. They're not even, fully an adult yet.